Hey, good to see you again. The factory sent over the parts that were looking good on the rig. They're being fitted as we speak. Have a look at the report.
Good morning, afternoon or evening to you, depending on where you're watching this from in the world. Skidaway Rob here with part 4 of F1 2016 career mode. It is the Russian Grand Prix from the Sochi Autodrome, one of my favourite circuits in the game. Let's go to practice.
Here we are at the fascinating Sochi Autodrome in Russia for what is expected to be a compelling race weekend. Well, it all begins today with practice. A warm welcome once again to the man standing beside me in the commentary box for this session, Anthony Davidson. Hello, Ant. Excited to get underway?
Yeah, absolutely. I always look forward to seeing the cars get out there on track. They probably won't be on the limit immediately, of course. We know that one or two of the teams are looking to do some work on new aerodynamic packages, so that always takes some time to get into. But it'll be really interesting to see later on in the session what kind of performance gains are there to be found.
So this is practice for the Russian Grand Prix. We're going to start with the track acclimatization test on the medium tyres around this track. Now, I like this track quite a bit. People think it's a bit boring, but I actually quite like it. It's quite flowing, and some circuits with no undulation or anything can be quite dull, but I just quite like the layout of this track. It is pretty nice and it's good fun to drive. We'll cut on to the third lap of the track acclimatization. As you can see, we just get a bit of a slide on and we missed this gate. It's the only red gate we get for this lap, I think, but we've had a pretty damn good lap here on our third lap of this track acclimatization. We didn't do especially brilliant on any of the tests here, as you will see. We're coming into the penultimate corner now, hitting all these gates into the last corner. We go green in there, so I think I might have braked just a little bit too early, and that is the end of the track acclimatization test. We now cut through to the tyre management test right to the end, and as you can see at the top, we've had a failed, passed, failed, passed, failed, passed. And what will this last lap be? As you can see, we're keeping it in the... I didn't find the tyre wear was too much of a problem. It was the delta. I couldn't go quick enough, really. We're going to quit... I'm going to cut now to the third lap of the qualifying sim. And as you can see, we failed the first 2 laps of this qualifying simulation, this qualifying run. I'm going to come through the final corner here, and as you'll see here, we fail the qualifying sim for the first time in this career mode. So we actually have to go to practice 2 and have another go at it. As you can see, we've already failed the first lap on this second lap here. We hit up that apex quite nicely, and it's that delta. We struggle. We just cannot get near enough to the delta time, as we'll now cut to the end of the second lap, sorry, the end of the third lap of this track of the quality sim here, and we fail it again, so we kind of just give up.
Guess who made the gossip columns this morning? Everyone's talking about this new rival you have. Check his stats out.
So our rival is Bottas, Valtteri Bottas in the Williams. As you can see, we've not had the best start to our weekend by failing a couple of the tests, but let's see what we can do in qualifying.
Hi, just letting you know that we've had the team's expectations through for the upcoming qualifying session.
Welcome back to Sochi. We're about to be joining the action down in the pit lane as the cars get ready to embark on their qualifying runs. This is the kind of track that eats rear tyres for breakfast, or so I'm told by more experienced drivers than myself.
No matter how good a driver is at managing their throttle application to limit rear slip, they can't always overcome a car that's inherently bad at looking after its rear tyres. Here we have a lot of low-speed corner exits, which means a whole load of energy, heat and tyre wear.
Okay, so here we are in qualifying. As you can see, we are near the end of our first flying lap here in qualifying, into the final corner, and we're going to cross the line. We'll go currently second quickest. Vettel is currently quickest, but we'll stay with this lap, as this was, spoiler alert, quicker than my original effort, which has now dropped us down to third, as our rival Bottas has moved up into second place, into turn 1 here. I don't even think we activated DRS. I think we were just concentrating on the braking point. We forgot to activate DRS. I'm not too sure. I wasn't really paying attention now just a moment ago. So we enter this long turn 3. Such a tricky corner. I was having such a problem with this corner all race weekend long. Into turn 4. This is a lovely corner to hook up. A little bit of a slide on the exit. We're heading towards turn 5 here. This is a really nice corner again to hook up. I pretty much corner cut. Pretend that didn't happen. Moving on. Heading into this section here. This is a really difficult corner to hook up, but thankfully we hit the apex and we take it nice and steady with a little bit of slide on the exit. But we're heading into this corner here. Bit of an off-camber corner. As you can see, it kind of goes uphill on the apex a tiny bit, which is a little bit strange. Into this corner, leading into the DRS zone. We hook that up nicely. The back end sliding around a little bit. Here's the DRS zone now. We activate that DRS. The flaps open at the rear wing, and we're heading down towards a big stop. This is where Carlos Sainz had his massive shunt for the 2015 Russian Grand Prix. We don't have such problems. We drop down the second gear, throw the car into this corner, up to third, throw it in here. This is a lovely corner if you hook it up, and slowly on the power as you come through and into this tight second gear chicane. Up to third gear, throw it in here, keep the back end straight, and now heading to the penultimate corner. This way you can make up a lot of time, and look at how much quicker we are. We are currently 5 tenths quicker. We're now 6 tenths quicker into the last corner. We hit up that last corner lovely, and we're over the line, and we will go 6th, but we'll start the race in 9th. 9th on the grid for the Russian Grand Prix. Considering the troubled weekend we've had so far, I will happily take a 9th place on the grid on the clean side of the circuit. That was qualifying.
Hi, guess who? I've seen the team's expectations for the race, so I thought I'd pass them on and wish you luck. Take care.
So our goal is to finish 14th or higher. I reckon we can do that. I think that's a fairly realistic goal for this race. I'm feeling confident. I do like this circuit. Let's go to the Russian Grand Prix.
Good afternoon from Sochi as we prepare to get underway for the Russian Grand Prix. The championship battle has some time to go yet, but still expect no quarter to be given here on this circuit that made its debut in 2014 and has already seen some classic racing. Built on the shores of the Black Sea, the Sochi Autodrome is a 3.6-mile tour around some of the venues built for the 2014 Winter Olympic Games. Close barriers may make overtakes more challenging, but with 56% of the lap taken absolutely flat out, we certainly won't be wanting for pure speed. A fitting arena then to do battle at the pinnacle of motorsport. And alongside me to take you through it all is none other than Anthony Davidson. This was a circuit that I think in its inaugural race got off to a bit of a shaky start, but since then it's really drawn the fans in and become a very popular event. What do you think changed?
Well, this just goes to show the importance of fixing problems as and when you discover them. As a complete unknown quantity in 2014, the tyre choice was quite conservative, which didn't really allow much in terms of different strategy options. So it was pretty much as you were from lights to flag. But that was a great learning experience, and we came back the next year and had a really exciting Grand Prix, with battles for the podium going on all the way to the final lap. So hopefully we'll be treated to more of the same this year.
Right, let's be patient going into turn 1. We want to be in a good position for the rest of the race. Good luck.
Okay, so we're picking our strategy for this race. I've decided to go, I was thinking a 2-stop, but then I changed my mind, and we will go for a 1-stop strategy as heading into this race, as the tyre wear isn't especially bad here. See, we change our minds, and let's go to the formation lap for this Russian Grand Prix. That incredible run down to turn 2 off the flat right-hander is apparently turn 1, even though it's not really much of a corner, it's just a flat right kink. But we're going to start the formation lap here, warming up the tyres, warming up me brakes, as Lee Evans would say, warming up me tyres, warming up me shoes. No, that's a reference some of you might not get. So we are right behind Bottas, who for some reason is going really, really slow, trying to warm up his tyres and brakes, which is fair enough. But watch this, he starts to brake test me, look, and we actually make ever so slight contact with that Williams, and the game says, nah mate, nah, you and Bottas on the naughty step, and the game takes over. We ghost clearly as Kvyat decides to just insert himself into the rear wing of our Renault here, and the game pulls us over to the side, slaps us on the wrist, boom, both myself and Bottas, and we're going to basically, you'll see in a second, cut straight to the grid. Me and Bottas are sat on our lonesome waiting for the field to come round. We'll cut to the to the end of the formation lap here, as here come the front runners. There's Lewis Hamilton, about 100 yards, 100,000 yards ahead of everybody else. Here comes us, Kimi Raikkonen, sorry, Vettel. We'll cut to the end of everyone coming into their grid slots to get ready for the start of the Russian Grand Prix here in Sochi. The lights are coming on, 5 red lights, and the Russian Grand Prix is underway here. We get a pretty decent start. It's Bottas who's getting a little bit held up there by Ricciardo as we're getting into a little bit of a swarm here. Ricciardo and Bottas have made a little bit of contact through the right hand kink. Now we're going to have a look here. What can we do? We'll go to the inside. There's nobody there, and we'll brake a little bit later. We're going to brake gradually, and we're up alongside the Ferrari and Sebastian Vettel. We're already up to 5th place here into turn 2. We're getting a little bit of a coffee, getting so excited. Vettel on our left hand side. We have to back off to let Vettel through. But look at Raikkonen and Rosberg getting really close to each other. We have to go wide. We've got so much understeer on heavy fuel. We are in pursuit of these front runners. Hamilton leads this Grand Prix from Kimi Raikkonen. Nico Rosberg is in 3rd position with Sebastian Vettel in 4th place. We are chasing them down. We do have, for some reason, a really high amount of grip and speed compared to the AI here on this opening lap. But look at this. We're getting really close. We're hitting our apexes, keeping an eye. We got Ricciardo and the Red Bull right behind us. We're coming into the DRS zone for the first time here. We won't have DRS, obviously, because we're on the opening lap, but we're going to get a really nice toe here. We tuck into the slipstream of the Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel. We're coming down the back straight here. We're a little bit too far behind. Will we have a look at the Ferrari? Yes, we will. We brake later, and Vettel leaves the door open, and we're alongside the Ferrari, Sebastian Vettel, and we've made a little bit of contact into the apex, but we've moved up into P4 at the end of this first lap. We'll now cut to lap 7. Nothing happened for the first 6 laps of this Grand Prix, but we've got a yellow flag into turn 3 and 4. We've got some slow movers. The race leader, Kimi Raikkonen, at this point has got a problem, and we're up into 3rd place, chasing down Nico Rosberg. We'll go to the right hand side. Can we have a look at Nico Rosberg up the inside? We make a little bit of contact with Rosberg's right rear. We go up alongside. It's yellow, it's green, yellow flags. We cannot make the move. There's the green flag up the inside. More contact with Rosberg, and we're through. But we've got the Red Bull of Daniel Ricciardo on our right hand side. We'll stick it around the outside into this corner here, and we get a superb move done around the outside of that Red Bull. Absolutely unbelievable stuff. Oh, I'm losing my voice just commentating this back. It's so exciting as we get a little bit squirmy as we're now under pressure from the Red Bull here. This is lap 7. We're going to come into the DRS zone. This time, the back cars behind will have DRS. And Bottas is out. Bottas is out. Our rival in this championship at the moment, Bottas is out on lap 7. We're currently running in P2. This couldn't be going better. Into this corner here. We hold off the charge from the Red Bull. And we're... unbelievably, we've hung on into 2nd place. This is crazy stuff. I need a swig of beer. This is incredible. Ugh, losing my voice. Doombar to my rescue. Thank you. We're going to cut now to lap 8. We're under massive pressure from the Red Bull here. Coming into this corner, we go a little bit deep. Look, oh, can we hold on to 2nd place here from Daniel Ricciardo? Yes, just about. We'll cut now to lap 10. Rosberg has managed to get past Daniel Ricciardo at some point, and we're sliding around. Look at this massive slide as we just get all over. These super softs have gone off dramatically, and Rosberg is through up into 2nd place, and he'll get DRS as well. So we do not have anything really other than the toe to tackle with. Look, that rear wing of that Mercedes is open. We'll go in his toe and move up the inside. Brake late. Rosberg, we give him space. Rosberg's there as he was trying to shut the door, but he's hit us. Rosberg, and we've made contact with Nico Rosberg. Unbelievable. We've got, and the virtual safety car has been deployed for a stationary Mercedes. I'm not sure if he's out of the race or not. I don't think he is. But we're going to come into the pits and get off these super softs as they've gone off dramatically. We're coming into the pits. We've got to keep an eye on the Delta. As you can see, we got a little bit too quick for the Delta. Grosjean and Ricciardo have jumped us in that collision with ourselves and the Mercedes. And we are in the pits for this one and only pit stop of this Grand Prix. Oh, my goodness. What a calamity, really. We're in 2nd. We've dropped places. We're coming into our pit box now for our pit stop. Onto a pair of softs, but we're getting held up in the pits. Cars are coming in. Cars have jumped us, and we're down to P12. There goes the Haas of Roman Grosjean. a sweet revenge for China, as I'm sure he'll love that. So we're coming out of the pits. The virtual safety car has ended, so we have basically spent pretty much all of the virtual safety car period in the pits, getting our tyre change done. NASA is out in front of us. We got Alonso on our left-hand side. We are past Alonso, though, as he goes a little bit too deep into the corner. Oh my goodness me, this is crazy. We're chasing Felipe Nasser here, who peels off into the pit lane, but we try our best to get as much of a tow as we can from that Sauber. Oh, this is mental. Onto lap 12. We've got Sergio Perez coming out of the pits after his pit stop. He's coming over to the left. We'll go left. We'll go around the outside into the braking zone. That is mental. One of the best moves I've done this season, around the outside of Sergio Perez's Force India. I keep saying it, this race is mental. We'll come back to lap 14. We're under massive pressure from Perez's teammate Nico Hülkenberg, and this would be the pattern of the rest of my race as Grosjean sped off in front as I was too busy battling with the cars behind. We make a bit of contact there with Hülkenberg as he just basically shuts the door on us. We'll go up the inside of the Force India. More contact with Hülkenberg's left rear, but we get back in front of Hülkenberg up into P8. Oh my goodness, we're under even more pressure. This is lap 17. We're under pressure from Hülkenberg here. Again, up the inside into the braking zone after the DRS zone. We give Hülkenberg the space and we hold on to P8 some more. Moving on to lap 19. Guess what? Nico Hülkenberg is giving us pressure. Lots of pressure. He'll go to the inside this time. We'll go... Oh, what's going to happen? We brake late and we hang on. Hülkenberg is still there. Hülkenberg shuts us out to dry. We made even more contact with both the left and right tyres there of the right front and right rear of Nico Hülkenberg. We dive back up the inside and we retake it. Bear in mind at this point, Jenson Button in the McLaren had come in for a Barrett Supersofts. He made his stop, so we all jumped up a place. So now we're actually battling for P7, even more points. We got Hülkenberg again. Cannot shift Hülkenberg in the Force India. We get the defence done beautifully that time. We'll cut to lap 21 and it's Sainz this time. Sainz has jumped Hülkenberg and all these dramas. Now Hülkenberg is going to be come back at us later on in the race, but we hold on to Sainz here on lap 21. We now cut to lap 23 as we head towards turn 1. Sainz again in the Toro Rosso. Our friend from Australia is going to have a look around the outside into turn 1, but we defend well. We basically shut the door on him to make sure he can't come back at us. Hülkenberg has jumped back in front of all of them guys in that little exchange. We cut to lap 23 into the DRS zone on this particular lap, and Hülkenberg's going to go again. Hülkenberg squeezes us really badly, but we go around the outside. We've gone really, really deep. Is Hülkenberg through? No, he's not. We go back up the inside and we hang on again. Again, we hang on to that Force India of Nico Hülkenberg. We cut to lap 24. Hülkenberg again cannot leave us alone. We can't shift the Force India. He's locked up everything. We keep it nice and smooth and we move around the outside and we keep the position. One thing I have not mentioned is for the past 7 laps, we've been dealing with potential rain here, but it's not coming, so it's not a factor. We cut to lap 25. Rosberg's now the one we're battling as he got through the field, and we're up the inside of Nico Rosberg. I'm getting my Nico's confused, and Rosberg's back in front, but we're back in front of Rosberg, and we're up to P7 again, holding on for our lives for P7 here in the Russian Grand Prix. We cut to lap 26. Rosberg's this time under pressure from Hülkenberg, so we were a little bit safe into the braking zone, but look at the drawing speed of these two cars, the Mercedes and the Force India. We are under huge pressure again, coming onto the final lap of this Grand Prix. I need another drink. This is just crazy. Oh, beautiful. Oh, we're going to come onto this final lap here for the Russian Grand Prix. It's been action-packed, and we've done, to be honest with you, our defensive driving for this race has been pretty on point here. On to this final lap. The tyres are screaming. We are running out of grip at a vast rate of knots here. Oh, this is incredible stuff. We start this final lap. Rosberg's going to get DRS. He moves over. We move over to the right-hand side to defend. We tuck back into the slipstream. We go at the inside of Rosberg into turn 1, and we've cut the corner as we can't get it stopped. We've regained 7th, but it doesn't feel right. I decided that I would let Rosberg back through as it only seemed fair because we did cut the corner on the exit to get that place back. Here we go, we're trying to let Rosberg through, but the AI just doesn't know what we're doing here. We're just going really slowly. We pull over to the side. Hamilton again wins a Grand Prix, but we're battling Rosberg, his teammate, up the inside. We get it stopped. Ah, we held on, but Hülkenberg's through. Hülkenberg made it through. Oh, after all these laps of holding back Nico Hülkenberg in the Force India, we have lost the place and we're down to P8 after all this. We cut that corner a treat as the tyre wear is gone. We are struggling so badly here, trying to hold on to 8th place here. We'll get DRS though for the first time this race. We're going to get DRS and we're going to go on the attack. But we've got Nico Rosberg in the Mercedes chasing us down. He moves to the left. We've got Hülkenberg in front of us. It's going to be a calamity into the braking zone. We've outbraked ourselves. We've gone too deep and Hülkenberg's through. Rosberg's through. But we go up the inside of Rosberg and we're back up to P8. Oh my goodness. Can we get close to Hülkenberg on this last lap? Can we? Can we? Oh, we got a hold station. Can we hold on to Rosberg? Can we get close to Hülkenberg? We got 2 corners to go of this Grand Prix. Penultimate corner. We're pretty close. But no, we've just run out of grip and we've run out of talent. We're into the final corner and we'll finish this Russian Grand Prix in P8. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was so dramatic come the end.
So, another fantastic victory for the Silver Arrows. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
The difference was clearly in the strategy. You could tell they'd done a lot of work on the pit wall to really optimise each stint and get the most out of the tyres. And it highlights just how much of a team sport this really is. And credit to the driver as well, though. There's no good having a well-oiled machine behind the scenes without a talented hand on the wheel, of course.
Well, this is it. This is where they all want to be. Here come the top 3 then, out onto the podium after a fascinating Grand Prix.
I am out of breath. That was dramatic stuff. That was the Russian Grand Prix. We come home, to be honest, considering we were second at one point. To come home in 8th is a little bit disappointing, but we do beat our expectations and we have outscored Palmer, and Bottas hasn't scored at all, hasn't even finished. So we do get that in our rivalry with Bottas. Thank you so much for watching this. Enjoy the rest of your day and I'll see you for the next race.